Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the next day. We got home from our excursion. I'm trying to think when even the last time I checked in was.
Did you do it at Wendy's?
Not
I don't
sure.
think so.
We
I
basically just
I
left.
think it was right after we reached the back room and all the celebrities had disappeared
Yeah.
and you said
Yeah.
something like if something hokey happens I'll check back in and if not
Yeah, I think I did
yeah.
make a little speech like that. But anyway, we ended up hitting Wendy's on the way home and then drove
Yeah.
straight
Nice drive
through.
home.
It was really nice
Down
driving.
Willisburg, no people behind us really for most of the trip, which I was over the moon about.
Yeah, I let Moneybags up and calling him that since we went to the show because I
Yeah.
got him some
Very
stuff. But
generously let me get some stuff. Come
go ahead
on.
and jump, girl. You can go. Cleo is trying to get down. Goober. But anyhow, what's it? It takes about an hour and 45 minutes. It's 1:44 on the GPS. So,
Yeah.
uh, by the way, we did get uh, Shin in the case over there. You can see her.
Yeah, you can see I did some moving around, and unfortunately, I had to put Scarlet Witch lower because she's a really cool one, but to put her with all the other Star Wars ladies that you've
And it's
got.
got like statues in the bottom one, but
Yeah, couple.
uh, you're probably gonna have to get another detail and put it there where Ahsoka's picture is and find a new home for her,
Yeah, maybe.
which is going to be difficult because we have no space. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's near here or there. What we're just going to do now, we got home, I guess, what?
About seven
7?
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
both of us were pretty bushed. So,
But I'm just going to show you all our pickups we got up there.
yes.
And there is
The kitty.
the kitty,
Dory.
Dory. She's getting bigger. Our new little girl. She's definitely a player. Loves to be held too. So, but yeah, she's having a good time. So,
Enjoy.
I'm gonna try. I got him zoomed in a little bit so we can see the stuff better.
Yeah. What I
So
have here is the binder we bought to start storing our autograph photos in because, like you
we
just said, we're
we
out
have no
of
room.
very little wall space anymore these days. So we're starting to just put them in here for the time being. Maybe in the future stuff will get shifted or moved around or something, and we can fit these out someplace. But until then, they're all going in the book. So I'm going to start with what I think my favorite picture we got for the autograph was this Thomas Jane Punisher picture. He's
Mm-hmm.
got the leather jacket, the gun.
Is it better without the flash? Do you think? Yeah, it might be all right. Yeah, that should be okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know if
I
I
really
can.
like the color pen
There
that
we
he chose to
go. A little bit of light
write on
behind.
this. The sky
Yeah,
blue goes.
it
It
was
goes
like
really.
he was a coloring expert or something
Yeah, it goes
at
really
that
well
moment.
with like that kind of yellowish brown. Like it just pops really cool.
He was nice, but very stoic. He it was like the opposite of John
Yeah,
because
he was a
John was like in
very
party mode with music
yeah.
blaring and everything.
Thomas was very like man of few words,
Mm-hmm.
but very nice, very
Mm-hmm.
very gracious. So it's a bit like Hayden in a way, maybe
Mm-hmm.
when we saw him.
Yeah, I think Hayden talked a little bit more.
Yeah,
But
maybe a little bit more, but and then to flip it, here is John's. I liked this picture of him all bloodied up, like he'd just gotten out of
yeah,
his fight. And
Hunter picked that one up.
his signature is very hard to see.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the other pictures they had of him, like they cropped his head really weird, or like they had like some blurriness to him, and like I just thought this looked cool. It's very hard to see, but the cool thing he did, he drew a sort of little cartoony Punisher logo in the corner down
Yeah, I
here.
don't know if you could get it in.
You have to. The light has to shine off of it in a very specific way to
This
really.
might even be a situation where the flash would be useful. Ah, yes, it did.
Yeah,
There you can see it
it's a dark blue that he chose.
better.
Yeah. And then the last one is your Amy Smart one, which pretty basic standard photo, but a very good photo of her.
It was the one I liked the best. That
Yeah. Her
her
weird
table
thing, as we said, was that her table had like
has bit of a glare on it.
75% of the pictures at her table, she was with somebody else in the picture. There was only about 4 or 5 of her by herself, and
I think it. I thought this was my favorite one there.
and she wrote something really nice.
Such
She
a
said,
nice, kind,
"To the
pretty
Downey
lady.
family, you guys are so kind," and then signed her up with a heart.
Yeah, I laid on thick because I've been a fan of hers for a long time. She was actually the whole reason I came.
Yeah.
And then when they announced the Punishers, that was just like
the selling point.
yeah, I was like, well, there's no doubt I'm going now.
So yeah, that's our Black.
Hunter was disappointed because he wanted to get his buddy Dave.
Yeah, David Wenham Faramir, but hopefully
He's been trying to get all the Lord of the Rings
or who I can
cast.
Because I miss Andy Serkis there when he was there too. But
I'm hoping they'll bring him back.
David said that he had to do some filming in New Zealand, so they had to. We're going to try to reschedule him for December, and you know, this might be a bit of wishful thinking, but there's always that thought in the back of my head. Maybe he's filming for the Hunt for Gollum or something, or they're gonna.
Just like, what else would it be?
Yeah, but I mean, he's still, you know, he's getting up
Oh,
there
yeah.
at his age. There's going to be other roles he can play. It's just, you know, probably much more limited these days. Yeah, I wonder what they brought him back to film. Maybe I'll check on his IMDb and see if there's any upcoming projects listed there that he's involved in. But that's the book. Pretty neat to have. We still got plenty of space to go to. So then I guess next we've got, well, I've got these are kind of farty, but I collect mystery minis.
One of my mom's famous phrases, farty.
Yeah.
It's something small and goofy.
I started back when I was in high school collecting these when they were very popular, and anymore I don't get them very much, but in the event that like I find them somewhere or whatever, I keep my eye out for them, and Comic-Con tends to have some. But this one booth we passed had some loose ones in 2 boxes that were just sitting on the table. They were doing like a 1 for $5 deal, but we were able to talk them down to $8 for 2. But this is the Night King and Bronn from Game of Thrones. I told him, I believe for Game of Thrones they did 2 or 3 series of mystery minis, or 3 or 4. They're from like one of the middle series, like from season 6. I think they did a series every 2 seasons. So there's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So these are from the 5 and 6. The only other ones I have from this line are Sam and Tormund. But yeah, they were, of the ones in the bin, they were in the best shape and like the cleanest. I mean, I still washed them off when I got home, but the Bronn especially is in really good shape. The Night King's got this kind of crack going on the back of his head, but it's not that noticeable. So yeah, they were a neat little find. The only other guy I saw there selling them had them still in the box, and it's like you're kind of just wasting money at that point. Like, I'd honestly rather just pay the extra to get a rare one rather than like just chance buying a whole bunch and getting stuck with doubles, you know. So that's why I don't get them very much anymore.
Especially since they're all like basically aftermarket now, and it's like when they first come out, there's some fun in that when you don't have anybody, but when you need just a couple specific ones, it gets to be a money shoot.
With the Avengers Endgame line they did, I got stuck with about 11 Thor in the time suits, and even she had one of them at the freaking booth. It was the first one I saw.
Yeah, that was funny.
And
you showed, and he was
like, oh, here's one I don't need.
Does this look familiar?
Yeah, I was like, here's one I don't need. It paid off the one time, though, because one of my favorite stories, real quick, about getting mystery minis was I was in Kaiser visiting grandparents, and I stopped in their Walmart just out of the blue to see if they had any, and they had 7 boxes from the Endgame line left. I bought all 7, got doubles on all but 1, and the one I didn't get the double on was the 1 in 72 Walmart exclusive Hawkeye, which probably went for like double the price of what I paid for all of them online, if not more, for its rarity. So, you know, it paid off, and back when it was doing it, but I think anymore, if I order them or whatever, I'll definitely just look on eBay and, scope the sellers out there. But it's been a while since I've ordered from there. So now we get to the really exciting stuff that I like to get when we go to cons is art. Just because, a lot of the action figures, Funko Pops, prop up replicas, all that kind of stuff you can kind of find anywhere these days online or, but art is unique in a way to cons. Just running into the vendors and like yeah, they all have cards. You can go online and order their stuff from them, but like to actually get it in hand, is a pretty unique, special thing. So the one I'm going to start with is the Behemoth print I got here.
The Behemoth.
We were going down the artist alley. That's like there's in our con, there's like the big merchandise vendor hall. Then there's like a miniature area called Artist Alley where a good bit of the art people are. And then there's the celebrity area. So we're going through Artist Alley, and I saw this younger guy selling not a lot of art, just, like he had a fairly small table, but this print was hanging from the bottom of the table, this exact size too. And immediately I was just like, that's got to come home with us. I was like, that's too cool. It was easily, I think, the best print that he had at his table.
Yeah. It was really cool. I noticed it right away. I was the one that pointed out to him. I said, check this out.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the artist's name or a business card or anything.
I wonder if it's on it. It may be on it.
But he did say that the artwork was his brother's, and that his brother did it on like his iPad, I believe. And
yeah, definitely good work.
Yeah.
Really nice dude, too.
This is it. I mean...
Is there a name anywhere?
I cannot see one. Of course, if you're anyone of a geek, you know what this is. This is like one of the most historic freaking and cinematically epic scenes in any movie ever made. I don't even see anything on the back, but yeah, the Anakin, the Obi-Wan. It was very cool when we got to go see Revenge of the Sith for its anniversary in theaters. This fight on the big screen is just so,
epic.
Epic is the only word. Like, it's just freaking legendary.
Yeah, yep. That was the other word I was going to say.
I can only imagine.
Is there anything on the back of it?
No, it's just a black.
Wow. That's a shame we couldn't give him credit for it, because I like doing that whenever we can.
I mean, maybe if I could try to do a...
If you're that guy, shout out in the comments or anything and let people know your stuff and post it if you see this video. I'm gonna see if the fan forum will let me, because I tried not. I don't even think got filmed in the celebrity room like once, and I was just filming myself saying what was going on. So I tried to keep all my filming to the vendor areas and that. But that's beautiful.
It almost looks like something that you would have gotten from like Sideshow or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, it is very Sideshow-istic.
My plan for this, because I don't have them hung yet, is I have my Hayden Christensen autograph photo and the copy of the photo I got with him to hang it at Mom's house. And my plan is to put a very special place on the wall with this and then the prints or the photos on either side. Just look really slick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just gorgeous. And I just was like, it's just such a great moment to have as a, still...
Yeah, no doubt.
It's been months after the fact, people, and I can still tell you that just the fact that I got to meet that man and stand in his presence and speak to him, like, is just still so, like, it felt like a dream. Like, I can't even believe it really happened.
Yep, all thanks to the people at SCC and all you guys up Steel City. Thank you very much for all you do and bring everybody in there and everybody that volunteers. And I got to know quite a few of the volunteers. Shout out to all you guys. Without you guys, it couldn't run like it does. I don't think you guys all get enough credit for what you do.
Simple, in the case of him, I, paid for the autograph and the photo op, but it meant a lot to me that they were able to be accommodating and bring you back with me to meet him because, I owe my love of Star Wars to you, and it just felt wrong not meeting him with you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so, it was a nice experience.
That's why I was really keen on getting you to go see him too. But yeah, I think this might be my favorite thing we picked up. I mean, and that's saying a lot because I got some very, very cool art prints in here. There's only one other one because the guy actually struck a deal with us, and he said that because we were being a little indecisive about it, and he said that if we bought that one for the 50, he would give us a smaller print for free. So I got my choice of a smaller print, and he gave me this, or I picked this. He actually recommended this one. I'll just keep it here and turn it around in a minute. This, of course, is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3. Again, it's hard to see, but he actually did paint the reflection of the red and blue onto the building.
Let me see if the flash brings that out. Yeah, there you go. You can see
You
it.
can see it right
guys.
here. Yeah.
But here you go.
Of course, my stance with that movie, that was really my first, because I was a little too young whenever Spider-Man 1 and 2 would come out, but when 3 came out, I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I loved that movie to death. So, of course, when I got older and I found out that it sort of had a bit of a bad rap among the, movie community, I was a little bit bummed, but I think it's kind of underrated, and for the conditions that they were working with, like, I know that Venom, for example, wasn't supposed to be in it, but the studio forced Sam Raimi to put it in. Like, I think what he did with it and how he incorporated it was very well done. And the CGI, too, for being, almost 20 years old at this point, it still holds up fantastic today. Like, specifically Venom.
I just found something very humorous, is that your framed Homelander picture is in this shot. That was a gag gift for Christmas.
The story there is they did this. Time Magazine did like a special edition for when The Boys season 4 was coming out, and they did it under the guise that it was like a Vogue superhero magazine, and the Time Homelander Superhero of the Year was the cover of the magazine. And I just thought it was, it's obviously hilarious. So I said to him, I was like, I would love to have this magazine. Well, unfortunately, the magazine, for being an exclusive thing, was anywhere more than $50. It was pretty pricey. So he got the brilliant idea to just print it on, like, good, glossy, like, laminated paper.
And then I found the smooth, patriotic frame for it.
That's the kicker.
When people come over that don't know the show, we say that that's our Uncle John that
died in the war
or something.
Well, that's the thing. The frame was probably meant for like somebody's photo of a like Marine or just like as a family member. And here we are having.
Please don't be offended if you're a vet out there. I love what you guys do. Yeah. You guys are awesome.
It's all done in humor of the show. Like, the Boys fandom is very self-aware. Like, there's like a Vought YouTube channel, and the people in the comments love playing along, being like, oh, Homelander's great, and, he's the best superhero there is, and, like...
He's really just like a massive idiot, bad apple.
Yeah. But he's a very interesting character. Anthony's freaking probably my favorite performance in that entire show.
He seems like he has a hell of a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm. So that was all we got from that younger guy. And I had asked the guy too, I was like, have I seen you before? I was like, I don't recognize you. And he said that he'd been to a couple of the past conventions and that his booth had just been set up in a different section, but I didn't recognize it, any of his work. So pretty cool to discover him. And and there were some other artists we had checked out and considered, but I kind of decided against them. I'm like, well, let's go see our regular guy we go to. I don't think we've ever got his name either.
I got his card.
Yes, you got the card
that I will hold up if it'll focus on it.
On the back is all of the social media stuff too. If you want to show them that to follow.
We've been talking to him forever up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've ran into him multiple times.
But that's the next guy he's going to show.
Yeah. So the first one I'm going to show, this is actually the only print that I paid full price for from him that came right out of the book. Because everything else he had these $5 bins for, stuff that he said a lot of it he was going to be retiring soon. So I sort of took the opportunity to jump on it and get, the best of what I saw in there. But this first one, of course, is very cool, of Mr. David Bowie. He's got sort of his classy 80s, suit and like stylish look going, but then he's got the, pattern here to commemorate like his early like Ziggy Stardust days, I believe. It's a really cool marrying of like the two images associated with him. I admit that like I'm not a diehard Bowie fan yet. I only really know a fraction of the work that he put out, but I know he did so much and he was so experimental, and like the way he adapted and changed throughout each decade. He was a very unique artist, and like I would love to, going forward in my life, immerse myself in more of his work, and just get to experience more of it. But I thought, in light of me sort of embracing my more musical side in the last 2 or 3 years, I thought it would be really cool to have this print to put with my CDs and, commemorate him. I know Casey, of course, has a soft spot for him from him playing Jared in Labyrinth. But yeah. Or was it Jared? I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, he was first celebrity. I think she cried a little bit over when he passed. She was really upset that day. I remember
it. For people about him, which I weirdly kind of could have seen, he actually was in the running to play Elrond in Lord of the Rings.
I could have seen it too.
It would have been kind of cool, actually. I mean, Hugo Weaving was fantastic, obviously, but yeah, I would have loved to have seen that would have been surreal as shit, seeing David Bowie Elrond talk to Nicolas Cage's Aragorn.
Oh God,
man, the other people that were put up for that movie is just like, just imagining them in the roles feels so wrong.
Yeah, I just cringed a little.
Yeah. What else did I got here? The rest I'm just gonna kind of pull out and show. So this next one,
that was my stomach.
Because again, a lot of these too, like when I went through those $5 bins, these were the only ones in those bins. So I, used that as sort of my way to help narrow down what I should leave behind and what I should take. So this is going to go, if we can ever get things moved around in here in a way to frame the autograph with Bernthal and maybe the picture that we got of us with him. I would like to do a similar display with this, with what I want to do with my Anakin and Obi-Wan print. But we have this very cool Punisher. It is a signature, weirdly enough. But he's got his gun held up. That's the magazine, and the eyes really pop in this one. Like he's got it almost looks like tears welling in his eyes. But they got like this fierce golden look to him, and then there's this border of sort of blood splatter around the edges. Very cool. There's business cards on the back of all of these too. So what's funny? I cannot tell what that signature says. But yeah, it'd be a very cool one to put. This next one, some of the first prints I ever bought off of this guy in the past was Avengers 1. I've got a Thor and a Loki from the Dark World paired down there. I've got a Black Widow from Iron Man 2, and I've got a Cap from Age of Ultron. And I needed an Iron Man, and he happened to have this one in there. This is from Iron Man 1. It's got the at Evo Comics Inc. and at Bad Monkey PDX is what it says.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yes.
I'm a big Iron Man guy.
Yeah. So if I move things around in my room or maybe relocate, I can frame it up and put it with all the other ones. So that's very cool. Now this is a very cool one, underrated. We've got the 3 Jokers. We got, of course,
yeah, I like the colors in that one.
Romero and Nicholson and Ledger. 3 of probably the 3 most important Jokers ever. I mean, apart from maybe Mark Hamill, but for the animated stuff. But Cesar Romero's the first, if not the first major Joker actor on television. Nicholson's the first major performance on film, and then Ledger, of course, is just that role was like his
swan song.
Yeah. So it's all 3 of them are likable for very different reasons. They each captured different elements of the characters so well. I'm personally Jack Nicholson's my guy because I just love the character and the atmosphere of those early Batman movies. Like, I don't deny Heath Ledger had a phenomenal performance as a villain, but as a kid, when you're watching the Christian Bale movies, it's almost a little too real. Like, I always say it this way. It's not as much that I'm watching a Batman comic book movie. It's more like watching a crime drama with Batman in it. But Tim Burton's stuff with Jack, that felt like a proper comic book movie. Like, like it just leapt right off the page kind of. And like, I kind of like like when a superhero movie walks that line between being like it's feasible in the real world, but it's also like fantastical, and there's like this element of whimsy to it, I suppose. And of course Caesar's just hilarious to watch. Yeah, but yeah, it's a cool one. And we only got a couple more here, just 2 more actually. This really neat Star Trek one that I picked up for you.
Yeah, which probably will end up over there.
Maybe.
By that fan.
We'll figure something out for it. Again, last one they had, thought that it was too cool to just leave behind, so went ahead and got it.
Never can be wrong with Star Trek.
Yep. And then last one I've got here is a Winter Soldier from Second Captain America, Bucky. It's got kind of like this neat distorted look to it, like it's like a mirage, I guess, is what I would say.
Yeah, it almost looks like a little painting, really.
I always thought that Bucky translates really cool to artwork. One of the first art I ever got at Comic-Con was somebody did one of the shot of him catching a shield on the rooftop, and he's holding it out in his hand like that. It's very cool. So yeah, all really cool additions, stuff I'm looking forward to hanging and displaying.
But yet another wonderful experience at the con. I've only ever had 2 celebrities not act nice, and I won't get into that here. And
even they could have been worse.
Right, and then only a couple bad experiences as far as like with it being so crowded. But we always have a blast there, and thank you guys for having it that are up there and all you do. And I think anybody goes, does. Yeah, some things get pricey, but we just pick and choose what we can do, and we do them. And if you got the money to do it, more power to do everybody and all that, more power to you. We don't, so we got to kind of pick and choose our battles. And
like you say, it's only money. Can't take any of it with us. You might as well just have fun with what you can when you can.
So, all right, well, this video is already going to be gigantically long, so I'm going to get ready and wrap it up. Any final words?
No, just had a great time. Highly recommend it to anybody if you're looking for something to do. You live relatively locally, Like I said, plenty of great vendors. Celebrities meeting is fun. Costume contest is fun if you go Sunday. So just go check it out.
Definitely.
We always have a blast.
Definitely. And I'll leave you guys with a nice little shot over there of Ole sitting in the scratcher. I don't know where the little girl went. And as always, remember to let's get my finger in here. 1
or 11. I was gonna do.
And if you do 11 or even better, 1 act of kindness this week. Help make a difference in somebody's life. You never know when that act of kindness.
Open a door, compliment someone.
May be the thing that helps them get through their day or helps them get through even worse.
Keeps them from ending up like Ledger.
Above all, be nice, be kind, and love one another. Okay? So for more Ring Wars, this is Brett the Tank Downey on camera.
Crazy H in front.
And we will see you on the next one. Happy hunting, everyone.
Cheers.
And let there be peace.